welcome to the Purlsbeforethyme knitting podcast. I'm Elise. So I'm testing a new setup. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I wanted to make a new type of video, one where I don't just sit down in one go and talk. So I'm going to be recording the process of a test knit, which I found out I got on like 2 or 3 days ago. So I am going to be testing a top called, I don't know if this is the final name, but it's called Linen Tea at the moment by FiberTales. I'm sure it'll maybe get a new name. I feel like Linen Tea is quite generic, but anyway, it's a summer t-shirt, and I have quite a few summer tops, but I only have one t-shirt. Everything else is either like sort of just straps or just a strap around the shoulder. So I'm quite excited to have a t-shirt, and it's a bit about it. It's going to be a DK weight yarn required. The original yarn used was FiberTales, which is pure plant fibers. I think it's a cotton linen blend. I can't remember, but I think that's what it is. And I really wanted to do something from Stash, and the only like summer yarn I have from Stash is a yarn from Oslo Microspinnery called Markagarn, and it is here, this one. It is a DK weight Norwegian wool and linen blend. So this is in a really gorgeous color called Tegelstein. So it's this kind of beautiful red terracotta color. So I'm really excited to use it because it's like a soft blend, and it's got wool in it, so it will be a lot warmer than just a standard cotton linen top. But also I quite like that, and I like working with it more than just a pure plant-based fiber top because I feel like it's softer on the hands when you're working with it. So the gauge required in the pattern was 22 stitches and 10 centimeters on a 3.5mm needle. And I'd already swatched this when I bought it, and it actually was exactly that. So I didn't make another swatch. But yeah, anyway, so I got the pattern yesterday, and yesterday was the 1st of May, which is a holiday. So I got cracking, and this is how far I've gotten. So the construction is bottom up, and I haven't made a bottom up garment in a long time. I don't even know if I finished a bottom up garment. So it's going to be from the bottom, and then you go up, and then you're going to make increases for the sleeves that go outwards, and then you're going to work the front and the back, I think one at a time, flat, and then there's a V-neck, which is nice, and I think the sleeves have an I-cord edge, which I really like, and then along the bottom edge there's going to be like a little crochet motif, which I'm really excited about. So at the moment it's just lovely, stockinette in the round. I was super paranoid after I'd cast on that I had a twist somewhere in my work, but I rechecked it, and I'm fairly sure we're good, but my needle isn't very long, so it bunches up a lot, so it's quite hard to tell. So anyway, so far so good. We'll see how it goes as I get further along. Okay, so I'm back. It's now the 4th of May. And I have actually quite a lot of knitting. I think having a test knit is super motivating to actually progress with projects and to get things done, especially on a deadline. But I get really motivated the first couple of weeks to get as much done as possible. So I'm going to show you where I am. It's still mainly a big block of stockinette, but because I got a little bit bored of the stockinette, I started working on the crochet border along the bottom, which is fun with this because you can do that because it's bottom up. And I haven't read a crochet chart in 6 years, I want to say, and I haven't actually crocheted in a very long time. So nothing more than like chain stitching. So I was a bit sort of apprehensive about how I would get back into it, but honestly it came back so fast. I just had to watch like a reminder tutorial on like all the different stitches. So, you know, single crochet, double crochet, and where in the stitch you insert your hook. And it's been a little breeze. I've had so much fun. So I haven't finished the crochet border, but I am on the second last row, and the last row, which I'm very excited about, is a fan motif. So I don't know if you can see. So this is the first little couple of centimeters of the border, and then the next thing that's going to happen is on top of this there's going to be this beautiful like shell slash fan motif over the top, and that's going to be the sort of bottom edge, and I'm really excited to see how that looks. I think it's going to look really good. The bottom is still curling up a bit because of the stockinette, but I think that, you know, with a little iron is my plan, like an iron on low heat with a bit of steam and stuff, that's gonna block right out. So it's going really well. And then I'm going to go back onto the stockinette section, and I think I'm about halfway through that. And then the next part after just straight stockinette is going to be these sleeve increases. So then it's going to be a lot of stitches, I think, for a little while, but not for too long, because then you have to then divide the front and the back. So yeah, I am so excited. I am loving this color more and more, and I think it's going to look really good. But I also think it's going to be very hot, because the last couple of days have been like 24, 25, and you know, I'm wearing like things without sleeves and stuff. So I think this might end up being more like a spring and autumn top. So yeah, I'm very happy. So we'll see where I am next time. Bye. Hi, I'm back again. It's been a few days. Got a little buddy with me. So, yeah. Yeah, so I've done quite a lot of work on this. Okay, he wants to play, so little boy. Yes. Okay, come here. What do you want? Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Yes? Do you have so many things to say? Okay. Right, so bye. I've done a fair bit of work since last time. So last time I don't think I'd finished the crochet at the bottom, but I have now finished the crochet edge, and it looks really pretty. It's not lying flat, but it will eventually do that when I block it. And so it's looking really lovely, and I finished the just plain stockinette section, and as in the straight stockinette section, and then I've done the increases for the sleeves, which was really nice because it's done with lifted increases, which I think is nice, just because it's not like usual. I guess there's a lot of like M1R and M1L and a lot of things, but this was LL1 and RL1. So I don't know how easy this is going to be to see because it's a big floppy piece at the moment. But if you look here, there's a sort of series of increases up here for the sleeve, but not very many. I think there was only 10 rounds where you increase. And same on the other side. But then you divide for front and back. And I am currently working the back, and so you can see the longer piece that is poking up is the back, and it's just worked flat for another section. So now I'm actually having to purl, which has slowed me down slightly. And then it's going to be, yeah, just worked as like one big block for a section, and then you're going to gradually carve out a neckline at the back, and then the front's going to be different because there's a V-neck. So I'll see how all of that goes. But so far, I'm having a good time, and it's really nice, and I'm loving the yarn, and I'm worried it's got a lot of ease built into it, but I'm interested to see how loose it ends up actually fitting once it's on. So this is the thing with bottom up, is that you can try it on, but it doesn't give you quite an accurate picture of how it's gonna like hang, because you only know that right at the end. So we'll see, but I'm really loving it, and yeah, I'll give you another check-in soon. Hi. So It's been a few days since I last checked in with my test knit, and I think last time I had separated the back, and now I have actually gotten quite a bit further. So I finished the back, and then I finished one front shoulder section, which means I also grafted one shoulder together. So I have half of the front sort of finished, so you can see here that there's this beautiful V-neck coming up here, and then the sleeve sort of comes out. It's hard to show, let me see. So it's not really much of a big sleeve, it's just like a little tiny sleeve that comes out and pops out there, and then I grafted it with the back with Kitchener stitch, which I'm pretty proud of. It could have been a bit neater, but it's pretty good. I'm not the best grafter, and it's got a bit of stretch in it, which is nice. It's not too tight everywhere. So yes, all that's left to do is to do the same on the other side, and then I'll have most of a top, and then the finishing details are I-cord around the neckline and around the sleeves so that they don't curl. I do have a little bit of a concern about the crochet, which looks like this. It's flipped upwards at the moment, which I'm not loving. So I'm hoping that with a wet block it'll calm down, but if it doesn't, I might have to redo it. So the thing with the crochet is I was a little bit hasty with it because I did it pretty early in the process, and at that point we just had a chart that the designer used to, that uses inspiration, but that included like a chain stitch foundation. And when you're knitting straight onto a cast on, or crocheting straight into a cast on edge, you don't really need that chain stitch edge. You can just use the cast on as your chain stitch. And then it was a row of double crochet. So I did a row of chain stitch and then double crochet, which I think might have affected how it sits. So if it does prove problematic and it doesn't want to sit nicely, I will go back, undo all of it, and then go straight in with double crochet. That is the plan. So, but I mean, I'm fairly sure a good wet block will, force it to behave is my hope. So yeah, otherwise it just sort of sticks out, which is a bit, not really ideal. But anyway, I'm really liking it. I did try it on and it hangs really nicely, and the neckline is really flattering. I haven't made many V-necks before, and it is really beautiful. I'm also glad that, I didn't mention this before maybe, but I'd made the body slightly longer because I don't know if I have a long torso or what it is, but a lot of knitting patterns, when they're like, all right, now do the rib, I'm like, is this a crop top? Is it supposed to be like this? So I often have to add a bit of length in the body. And because this was bottom up, I added, I think, 2 or 3 centimeters before I divided for back and front. So that is something I don't regret at all. I needed that extra length for it to be a good fit on me. So that's something to bear in mind if you're doing bottom up. So I'm really happy with it. The yarn is gorgeous. When I tried it on, it was really nice against the skin. I think I said the composition wrong before. It's actually 50% wool, 25% bombyx, and then 25% linen. So it's actually half plant, half wool. So it's actually really, really nice. It's warm, but it's airy, and I like how it's got all this positive ease, so it's not like tight on your skin. So I'm really enjoying this. I think this is going to be well used, especially in Norway, but it has been very hot here recently. We've had a whole week where it's been about 25, so you know, I'm in real summer outfits at the moment. So yeah, I will let you know how it goes. So I finished. So this has just come off the blocking mat, and I'm so pleasantly surprised because when I tried it on right before blocking, it felt like it would be a bit too short and the crochet wasn't doing quite what I wanted, but blocking is you know, something you always just need to see how it goes before you make a final assessment. And as you can see, the crochet has relaxed out beautifully. Look, it's just so pretty, and the hang is really nice. So I actually couldn't be happier. The I-cord around the sleeve is gorgeous, and sometimes I just need to sew those bits in because they want to keep popping out, but I was worried the sleeves were going to be too tight. That fixed itself up so that like when I lift my arm, the whole thing doesn't pick up. And I'm really pleased with the length. It kind of just hits my hips. So yeah, really successful. And then there's this gorgeous I-cord around the neckline with a little bow. I think though, I'm not a real bow person, so maybe it would be nice to have an option in the pattern to just have an I-cord neckline without the bow. But yeah, I just did what the instructions said. And yeah, I would really recommend making this when the pattern comes out. It's really, really comfy. And I have noticed now is the first skein of yarn I used must have had some like natural striping in it somehow. So there's a few like odd stripes down the bottom of this, but that's kind of what happens when you have like small batch dyeing and stuff. So you get little differences in the dye concentration, and when I blocked it, quite a lot of colour did come out, but it's still a beautiful bright, guess it's a brick colour, maybe a bit darker than a brick red. Anyway, yeah, I'm so pleased, and I think I'm going to wear this quite a lot in summer. It's appropriate for work, it's appropriate for lots of things. So yeah, thank you Larke from FiberTales for this beautiful design, and thank you for letting me be part of this test knit. I will say after blocking, my body is considerably longer than the pattern. So I think from the top of the shoulder, not where the graft is, but just from the top of the shoulder to the bottom without the crochet is 47 centimeters, and with the crochet it's 50 centimeters. And that's still not like very long on me, or maybe I have a long body, I don't know, but that's works for me just fine. I wouldn't want it any shorter than that for this kind of top. One thing I will say is there aren't any short rows for the back, so I feel like the back is a bit shorter than the front, but not by a lot, and it's only a small detail. But yeah, I love this top, and hopefully it gets a name soon. Linen tee is a little bit vague still, but yeah, that's today's video. And I'm in a different space. I'm in my bedroom that I've just painted yellow, and it makes me so happy. It's like the sort of pollen colour, and some people prefer like a dark room because it's, you know, a place where you sleep and it's like dark and cozy, but I prefer a light and bright and summery room to keep me, yeah, happy. So yeah, that's all I have to say. So maybe I'll do some more test knits. I haven't planned any this year. I've still got a lot of stash yarn to get through, but it was just lucky that I had this in my stash already, and I think I have a little bit left. I have maybe 1.5 skeins left, but they're all in like, I opened all of the full skeins because with all the different sections of yarn, I didn't want to like join on a new batch of yarn that was too short to finish it and then have another join. So I just tried to minimize the number of yarn joins I had to do. But anyway, this is beautiful. I'm so pleased with it. So yeah, bye.